Hi, my name is Tamara with Sacred Activations, and this is my friend Wesley Jackson, and he lives in the London area. We met in Egypt in 2014 or 15? 14. I don't remember, 15.
Almost 2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, when did we meet? And since then, we've met up a couple different times. We went to France together in September 2015, and we went to the Mary Magdalene Church and Lourdes and a lot of the sacred areas around there. It was just an absolutely beautiful trip. And then we met again this last summer in June, and we hung out and went to Stonehenge, we went to Avebury, we were in 4 different crop circles that time we had together. I was over there for 3 weeks, and then we went down to Cornwall and went into St. Michael's Mount, and then we took a ferry over to France and went over to St. Michelle's church over there. That was so amazing. Hi, Wes. Thanks for joining me. I'm super excited to talk to you.
Hi.
Wes does all of the research. Thank you. Wes does all the research. He's the research guy. I like to show up and just be in the energy and connect and channel and all that kind of stuff when I'm there. And Wes does all the research and sets everything up and knows all the information about the places. So he's such a perfect travel partner. I absolutely love traveling with you, Wes. As a matter of fact, we're talking, we want to bring some people with us. Wes and I are talking about France in April, the end of April.
Yes, next week.
And then England following that, which England will be doing Stonehenge and all the sacred sites around there, which are absolutely incredible. And Glastonbury, we'll be staying in Glastonbury.
Yeah.
And then in September 2017, that's a secret.
Egypt.
Oh, I guess it's not a secret anymore.
No,
okay.
It's not a secret.
So, Wes, our time in Lourdes, wasn't that amazing?
Oh yeah, absolutely amazing. Amazing energy there. And then we went across over to the Languedoc region, where there's an energetic womb of Mother Earth.
Yeah. That was
lots of references to Isis.
A lot of references to Isis and Mary Magdalene.
Yeah. Well, the whole area around there is so energetic. Lots of springs and old churches and Nostradamus.
Yeah.
With a huge portal right near his house.
Yeah, I sat on that. We sat on that. We sat on that. And what about that spring we went to?
Beautiful.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
You're the one locking up.
No.
Your computer's running slow.
So yeah, it's there's a lot of mystery down there. Because it's the area where the Cathars were, who were slaughtered by the church. And the Cathars were people who were so spiritually aware of themselves, they barely ate or drank, or some of them didn't eat at all. And the church came over and slaughtered a lot of them. And they were guarding the secrets that have been down there for quite some time, that were brought down there from the biblical people.
Do you know what secrets those were or are?
Love.
Yeah. Love. You know, it really boils down to love, doesn't it?
down to yeah.
Yeah.
So that whole area is really energetic. But you see, they obviously went there for a reason, because there's always got to be these things present in the land that makes it very holy. Water and two main types of rock, which you usually find there's red soil around, and perhaps a dark, like a black rock or white rock. And you find these in all these places. Like Sedona with the red rocks. You find it in Glastonbury. The spring is painting the rocks red. And it's as if they already knew about these places. But I mean, the place in southern France goes back to 35,000 BC. And there was connections to ISIS all that way back.
Yeah.
So it's steeped in mystery. So we're going to take a group.
Yeah, and go. I want to start in Lourdes, because even though it's a religious Catholic thing, it's so beautiful. You know, this girl, Mother Mary, came to this girl and told her to build a church. And there's a natural spring there, and the water, you can collect that still today. And it's said to heal, and there's a lot of miracle healings that come out of that water. And every day they do a parade where they light candles and they sing, and then they have Mother Mary in this big glass box and they carry her, which is cute. And but the energy of the prayer and the love with the candles, and there's at least 1,000 or more people, is just incredible. And then the night we were there, the church was singing in this church. It's, I don't know, what does it hold? 5,000 people? I don't remember. It was a lot of people. And them all singing, that energy is just so beautiful. I really like that town.
Yeah. Oh, it was great, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then Kulin, we're going to rent a couple houses there in this like village of rental houses that you rent, and you have a kitchen, you have a porch, you can go to the restaurant if you would like. They have swimming pools, jacuzzis. We're going to meet there and connect there also, and I want to do a workshop while we're in that location. Really healing your heart, and really anything that you desire to work on, that's what you're going to work on. We're going to do a 1 or 2 day workshop where you're just working on your inner emotions of whatever it is in your life, if it be for finances or health or relationships, whatever it is. You'll be able to work on it that weekend. And that weekend, okay. I'm not quite sure of the dates yet. You're going to have to check. We were talking about this. It's going to be between April 23rd and May 6th, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking probably 7 days, 6 to 7 days at least, to get all this done. And Kulin is really close to the Mary Magdalena, very famous Mary Magdalena church there. And it's on top of this mountain, and it's just really beautiful. And interesting. And there's so many different little places around there that are these sacred areas or towns. Like there's a town called St. Michael's Town. And it's just, the area is just absolutely beautiful, and the energy is incredible. And then go to the womb of Mother Earth. Can you imagine?
Yeah. And on the side of that womb area, there's a mountain where the top of the mountain has come off, turned around, and is upside down. And it's the third most magnetic place on this planet. And there's legends about what's inside it and underground realms and all sorts.
Yeah, we went by it, but we couldn't hike up it or something. We didn't get on it, but I would like to this time. And we'll know what we're doing this time. We learned. So when we go over, we'll be able to really connect to these really cool places.
Yeah.
France, wow. England, oh my God. I mean, England, we could easily make it a 2-week trip, but we want to make it a 1 week. And one day we'll be going to Stonehenge and Avebury. That'll be a whole day trip. You know, another day we'll be going to Wells and Stanton Drew. You know, there's another probably 2 days just in Glastonbury. The Glastonbury Abbey is my favorite place in the whole world.
Oh, it's amazing.
I have received so much information sitting in there. Right after Sacred Activations begun, I went to Glastonbury and I was there for a month. And the energy in Glastonbury said to really bring up your stuff.
Yeah.
And so if you're not a very happy person, living in Glastonbury will knock you sideways. But the energy in that town is absolutely incredible. And that's where we'll be stationed. We'll stay in Glastonbury because there's tons of B&Bs that you can stay in. They're just absolutely charming. And then we'll take her so much to do in Glastonbury. Great restaurants. Good music. Yeah. I Glastonbury, I mean, seriously, oh my God, I love Glastonbury.
Me too.
Yeah, so we'll be staying there, and then we'll be spending a couple days in Glastonbury, and then also doing a couple days in workshops, so that you can really shift. And Glastonbury is known as the World Heart Chakra. So I mean, there we go, more heart healing, because you know it's all really heart healing, you guys, whatever it is. And that's definitely a place to do it, because if you have a lot of stuff, it's going to come up. And that's really cool, because then you get to shift it. Wes, you were telling me about some formations you found last time you were there. It's like a mile out of town or something, a bunch of rocks, those same rocks that you find in Stonehenge.
Oh yeah, I named it the Valley of Stones. There's this on the Marlborough Downs. There's an area where the glaciers melted, and there was all these huge boulders in the ice, and they've all been left on top of the land, and it is just absolutely amazing. It's just full of these huge stones that are used at Stonehenge and Avebury, and there's literally nobody there. Not many people know about it.
And how's the energy there?
Oh, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I spent hours there on my own.
Do you?
Connected so much. There's huge boulders. Huge. And they're unique to southern England, are these sarsen stones. So,
is that one that you sent me?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a sarsen.
That's next
They're
to my
very
dad.
hard to find now, though, if you want a small souvenir to take back. But I've got quite a few.
Yay. So, I mean, that's one place, because what happens, you guys, when you go to those sacred sites, the energy is so incredible, and you receive a lot of information and healings because the energy is so high. So it's really easy to do these things.
Yeah.
So when you go onto these ley lines in these rock formation areas, it helps advance you in your knowledge. I know that's why, you know, Creator had me in Europe for 8 months. For my first 8 months of Sacred Activations, which was given to me by God, started in the Roslin Chapel in Scotland. And I stayed in Europe for 8 months learning and being taught by Spirit. And for 3 of those months, I was completely alone. And I had an apartment on the sea in Italy. And it was such an incredible, amazing time that I was being taught. And I'm so thankful for all of that time and all my travels since then. But when I go over to those spiritual sites, the energies are just amazing, and they help shift you. I just went to Mexico, and I'm back, and you know, I'm different again. I've shifted again, and it's like, thank you, God. You know, this is awesome. And it's so much fun. So Wes and I have been talking because he's so incredible, you guys, about finding out all the information about the area. He's really also in astronomy. He's very spiritual, loving guy. He's so cool and easygoing and funny. And he's such a blast, man. We were driving down the roads in France and had a CD going and we're singing along, and
The Queen of Peace.
the Queen of Peace song. He sent that to me after I told him the information I received, and I went, oh my God, how funny. And what a great song.
So yeah, Avebury, Stonehenge, and what I also find with these sacred sites is there's usually a more energetic place that's just off the beaten track, or just away from where all the tourists are, and that's what I love about these stones that I just found that are still in Avebury, and you walk maybe half a mile away from the major stones, and then you find all these stones where there is nobody there.
Yeah. Yeah, and the energy is incredible there. Excuse me. Keep talking. I'll be right back.
Yeah, so we'll also visit Stonehenge. We can get private access for that, so you're able to walk amongst the stones. You can't actually touch them because they don't allow that, but it's better than going in the daytime when you're with hundreds of people and all you can do is walk around the outside and not actually go near them. So we've got to do a private access really to get the.
We will be to Stonehenge. Absolutely, we will be doing a private access. I think they allow a maximum of 20 people or 26 people, so that's all we're taking. And this is a limited availability, you guys. I'm not opening this up to hundreds of people. This is going to be for our first time taking a group. We're keeping it to a small group. And I'm going to be channeling and doing activations, and whatever spirit tells me to do is what I'll be doing. So I can't really tell you everything that's going to be happening except where we're going. And then we'll be adding some other places on while we're there. You know, wherever it is, if it's France or England, it's so incredible. It's so beautiful. It's so transformative. And then we'll be doing workshops to work on whatever it is you desire to work on. And Wes is just full of information. And again, he's like my favorite person to travel with. He's just so easygoing. And we always have a really good time.
We do, don't we? It's amazing.
Yeah, it's fun.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Best journey of my life I've had with you.
Thank you. I know we were having a good. Oh man, Egypt. When I met Wes in Egypt, I knew we would be friends. I just had this connection with him. It was just so amazing.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that was amazing, wasn't it? And we're gonna go back there.
We're not talking about that right now.
No.
So
England.
Stratton Drew is an area.
Oh yeah.
Stratton Drew has this rock when you first walk in that they say it's not from Earth. And the first time I went there, I walked around it and there was like this little shelf. I found this heart rock on the shelf, and it was a natural rock. It was a heart, and I collect heart rocks. I was like, wow, it was so cool. And there's all these heifers. There's all these little cows, and they're so cute, and they follow you around. But the energy there is just absolutely incredible. But from what you're saying, Wes, is this new place you just found right outside of Glastonbury is totally incredible, and it's right there.
It's right next to Avebury. You walk over a slight hill. This is why nobody sees that it's there. And there's it's just like a whole river of rocks that have been dropped by a glacier that melted thousands and thousands of years ago. And that's where they got the stones from for Stonehenge and Avebury. Stonehenge, they also got some blue stones that come from Wales, which are the little ones, but the large Sarsens come from this area. And I was just in so much peace in this area because there was no other people about. So when we go, there will be nobody there. You don't see anybody there.
Right.
And it's just amazing. You're amongst all these really spiritual, highly quartzed rocks.
What do you think about putting a second part of this journey on, that we go down to Cornwall and then go over to France, go to St. Michel's? That'd end up being a 3-week tour.
We could
But go do that area, take the ferry over like we did. That was such a fun experience. And then go to St. Michel's, and I want to go to that little town where there's like 2 miles of these rocks. I've seen it on TV, by the way. They've shown it on the History Channel. Yeah, Karnak. And by Karnak is this little tiny Mary Magdalene church. We've got to go in. That thing knocked me. I went in there in the rush of love.
The energy in there.
Oh my, I just started sobbing. The energy was, I was sobbing in a loving, kind, joyful way. I mean, it was just so absolutely incredible. Whew.
Well, if you remember when we got there, we were looking for the Michael Church, which was up on a little mound. Like this is what you find. All the masculine things are, you know, they're celebrated, they're out in the open. And all the feminine things are hard to find, hidden away. So we went to the Michael.
Kind of like the male and female anatomy.
We went to the Michael Church, which was on a mound. And it was all locked up and we weren't really feeling that much, were we? And then I thought, right, let's go to the other side of these stones where there's a Mary Church, and it was tucked away. And when we got there, as soon as we pulled up the car, this other car pulled up, and the man got out of the car. He had keys, and he came and opened it for us, didn't he?
Yeah.
And that was just like, wow.
As soon as we pulled up, he pulled behind us. And we were on this little farm road.
Yeah.
So how in the heck would he know we're headed to that church? Seriously.
Exactly.
And he was there just for us.
Exactly.
When we left, he locked up and left.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was such an interesting experience. I mean, the grounds of it, you were really talking about how the womb was there, and there was all these significant things that were laid out on the land. Can you share that?
Yeah, there was a perfect circle of trees, and there was a little well, and it was just complete feminine energy all over the place. I mean, when we sat down in the church, it was just pouring through us, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then over on in the middle of a field, which we couldn't get to, there was a megalithic stone. Well, there was quite a few of them all stood together, and that went by the name of Magdalene as well, because this whole area that we were on was feminine territory.
Yeah.
Whereas the town where the Michael Church, it was more masculine.
Mm-hmm.
But this was took away, and again, there's nobody there.
Yeah, nobody there. And the energy was absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. And even to walk around those 2 miles of stones, and you have to do it with the tour guide that they offer you. But it's, you know, to go through there, it's really interesting. And that whole Karnak, that's absolutely darling. So maybe we could add that on, because that was a lot of fun. So we'll do the Lourdes and the Coulin area of France. We're going to come over and do a week in England around that area, Glastonbury and stuff, and then we'll go down to Cornwall. And there's a fairy waterfall. There is Merlin. What is it? Who is it? Merlin? Who are those caves and stuff around there? In Cornwall area.
Oh, it's in Tadger. It's said to be the birthplace of King Arthur and Merlin, and there's some caves down on the beach area. There's a big waterfall, and then there's the remnants of the castle that was built on this piece of rock that's like an island.
Yeah.
Steeped in legend. I mean, that was packed with people, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And they come from all over to go.
Yeah, that was beautiful. The caves were incredible.
Yeah. The rocks.
Yeah,
Wow.
rocks were just absolutely incredible. Just to look at the rocks, were like, wow. And I took a bunch of pictures and it didn't do it justice. You know, I mean, because from what you saw and what was on the photo, maybe because the energy from it was missing or something, I don't know, but just seeing it in person and being there was just absolutely amazing. Absolutely
They
amazing.
were green, gold, purple, weren't they? Orange.
Yeah, just absolutely beautiful.
And
And
you
what a
see,
great little town.
Joseph of Arimathea owned the tin mines in Cornwall, and they'd come all the way from the Middle East, especially to go into Cornwall. And that's why there's a lot of legendary stuff going on down there, and it's down to the rocks.
Yeah.
Same in Wales.
Are we including in Wales now?
And, well, could do.
That's an
We could
optional
have a
3
drive
day.
out there one day.
I know
That's
we've been talking
optional.
about going down to Wales. We haven't gone down there. I went down to Wales when I first went over to England in 2012. I was with this gentleman that, we went to Wales for a couple days, and I've lived there before. I felt it. I went into this little church, this remnants of a church, and I went, oh my God, I used to go to church here. I really felt the energy. It was really, really amazing. Just absolutely incredible. And I understand there's so many sacred sites down there that aren't even talked about.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And there's the area where all the blue stones are, which were used for the small standing stones at Stonehenge. Amazing stones they are.
Okay, now we're talking a month. But Wells
We
is,
can separate the journeys out.
well, Wells from Glastonbury, how long is it?
It can take an hour to get into Wales, but then it depends where you want to go in Wales. It can be a 3-hour drive.
Well, it's really close to Glastonbury, so we could do it that trip. But how are we going to get in Cornwall and all that area too?
Exactly.
I guess
It'd
we
be
could
a
do a
separate
10-day trip. I think we should set this up in 3 different segments. And what about Ireland? We're totally missing Ireland here.
Are you there?
Yes, you're locked up. Hi.
Oh, Aye.
I said we're missing Ireland.
Oh yeah, that's another trip. That's a trip on its own.
Oh yeah.
You see, that's got connections to Egypt.
Yeah, but I mean, if we're already in England, I mean, you could take a ferry over to Ireland. So it's really not on its own. Maybe when we come back from France, then we can just take a ferry to their island, or where do you go to Ireland from England? What ports?
You can go from Wales. You can go from Bristol.
Oh, so we can go from Wales.
Which
So we
is
can go
not
to
far from
Wales and then we can go over to Ireland. So see, that's that part. Maybe we can start in Ireland, come over to Wales, and
We'll
then
plan this more.
huh? Maybe we can start in Ireland, take the ferry over to Wales, do Wales, and then come back to Glastonbury, do Glastonbury, and then do Cornwall and France.
Like Cornwall and France.
How does that sound?
That's 4 trips. That's 4 separate trips.
Yeah.
I think we separate them up a bit and make them more intense for the area. Because like Glastonbury, there's so much to see and do with Avebury and Stanton Drew and
Oh, yeah.
Silbury Hill, Stonehenge. I mean, the area is just buzzing. That's
Yeah.
why the most crop circles in the world come down there.
Oh, yeah. I know I got to see
Which we'll have
Ford.
to visit. Hello.
Hi. Well, I'm just thinking, it's like, I'm over there. I want to go for it. Why can't we do a month of tours back to back to back to back to back to back? Of course, we'll be exhausted.
Exactly.
Maybe we could do a week on, a
It's
week
the
off, a
energy
week
in
on,
these
and a week
places. Look
off.
how we were in summer.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
A week on, a week off, a week
We were
on, a
a
week
week
off.
on,
So
a week
that
off.
way, who wants to join for all of them can go do their own thing for a week and then come back and join us again. I don't know. We'll figure it out, you guys. We're not just talking about it because we're starting in April.
Yeah.
We're doing France in April. So, Wes, let's do another talk about all the astrology and the line. What? You cut out.
Yeah, go ahead.
You were saying something and you cut out.
Oh, I said go ahead.
I know, it was before that.
Are you there?
So the details, you're gonna have to check the website to decide on the details. I want to have another call with Wes about astrology. But we're not going to do that on this call. So that'll be another one. We just want to share with you guys and come have fun with us if you're interested. Again, these are going to be small groups. This is starting in April. And so more details, check on my website. Thank you. Thank you, Wes, for joining me. Is there anything else you want to talk about any of these sacred sites before we end this call?
Thank you. Not really. If you've never been to these places, you're going to be like, wow.
Yeah. And you're going to shift while you're doing it. It's not just
Oh, yeah.
the tour. We'll be running energies to clear you and come home a more happy you. Thank you, Wes.
Okay.